Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Mystery, what are we? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Mystery, what are we? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Mystery, what are we? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery.
Good morning. My name is Beth Blake Hedges, and I'll be your worship associate this morning. I am joined by your worship leader, Reverend Chris Rothbauer, whose pronouns are they, them, their. As we prepare for our service this morning, please be sure to check your order of service for important announcements about congregational life. Now let us join our voices in our responsive welcome. You'll find the words projected in the screen behind me. To all who are yearning for community, come in, be among us. To all who are just getting started, to all who long to go deeper, to all with tender places needing care, come in, be among us. To the ones who have healed and have care to give, for those who are curious and hungry to learn, for those who know that they have something to teach, come in, be among us. For the ones who are just beginning to suspect, they might nurture others becoming. To the young and the old, the innocent and the jaded, the fresh of mind and the deeply steeped, there is room here for each and every one. Come in, be among us. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, no matter who you are, the people you love, how you look, what you can or cannot do, you are welcome here, just as you are, in this community of care and concern. Come in, be among us. We will continue our conversation at coffee hour immediately following the service in the fellowship hall. Welcome, and let us worship together. First, I have Kent Darwin has an announcement. If you can come up, Kent.
Good morning. For the past 2 months, we've had Horizon Young Adults exhibit their art. And I'd like to give their names out again for those who maybe have missed the first time I introduced them. Charles Moss, Chase Sturdivant, Sandy Saxton, Waverly Saxton, and Sammy Sargent. They will be at the back of the sanctuary to talk about the possible sales that you have made. You can take your red dot and your art home with you. Thank you very much.
What are we? The eternal question. Why me? Why now? Why ever? In a universe of infinite possibilities, we are, each of us, called time and time again back to ourselves, back to the search for what to do with our wild and precious life. Will you join me this morning in the why? Why me? Why now? Why ever? We may not have answers in the end, but maybe the search in itself can bring meaning and illumination to our wild and precious lives. Come, let us worship together.
Can you feel that river flowing in your soul? It's a river of breath, the river of life, the river of soul, calling each of us together to life more abundantly. Let's light this chalice in the knowledge that we each matter, no matter how big or small, because like this flame, without it, a piece of the universe would never be the same. Please join me in our affirmation, which is printed on the back of your order of service and projected on the screen. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, number 1007, in the Teal hymnal. There's a river flowing in my soul.
Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. It's so good to see everybody this morning. I have a storybook for you, and then afterwards, I'm going to be having some wondering questions. And one of the things people have been wondering is like, well, if I have small children, can I bring them to the front so they can see better? Yes, you may. So if you would like to bring your young children to the front, or if you're young at heart, you may come up forward all the time. So my book for you today is called Carl and the Meaning of Life, illustrated and written by Deborah Friedman. So let's begin. Carl was not a bird. Carl was not a bear or a beaver. Carl was an earthworm. He lived underground, moving, always moving, burrowing, tunneling, digesting the leaves, feasting and casting, turning hard dirt into fluffy soil day after day. Why? Asked a field mouse gathering seeds. Why do you do that? Why? Carl did not know why. But now he needed to find out. So Carl stopped making fluffy soil. "I'll be right back," he told the field mouse. He spotted a rabbit. Maybe she knew. "Why do I do what I do?" he asked her. "Oh, goodness, dear," she said, "I do not know. I do what I do for my babies." But Carl didn't have any babies. A fox appeared. Carl turned to the fox. "Why do I do what I do?" asked Carl. "Who do I do it for?" "For whom?" replied the fox. "Alas, my meal awaits. I am here for the hunt." But Carl did not want to hunt. "Why are you talking to a fox?" cried a squirrel. Carl was startled because the field mouse is waiting and wants to know what I am here for. The squirrel declared, "I am here to plant trees. Trees are where I sleep." But Carl could not sleep, not high in a tree, not without an answer for the mouse. He pushed on and on. What? Who? Why? Hours turned into days until the soil was no longer fluffy. The ground around Carl turned barren and dry while he continued his search. Sigh. But the birds had flown off to find grasses and fluff. The bear trundled away to look for berries. Soon, there was nobody left to talk to. "What about me?" called Carl. The clouds were silent, so was the air. "I'll never find out," he sniffled. Then Carl heard his sniffle echo, followed by a squeak. "I can't find any grubs," a voice cried. It was the saddest ground beetle he had ever seen. Carl peeked under a stone. No grubs. Then he poked at the dirt. It was hard like a rock. Where was his fluffy soil? Suddenly, Carl knew what he needed to do. "I'll be right back," he promised. For hours into days, weeks into months, Carl munched, digested, left castings, and tunneled, and turned that hard dirt back into rich soil. "You made my seeds grow," said the mouse. Clover blossomed again, and Rabbit came back with her kits. The squirrel returned to plant new trees, and the fox was lured to the hunt, all of them able to do what they do. How? Why not ask Carl? So I'm just going to leave you with a couple of wondering questions, and it's to answer inside yourself. You don't have to say it out loud. So I wonder if you've thought about the meaning of your own life. I wonder if you've ever had an experience like Carl did. And then I wonder if you realize just how important you are. Well, thank you all. I appreciate you listening to my story and coming up front. Today is a holiday, so the kids are going to meet Madison and me in the blue classroom. We're going to be celebrating Maybon today. And if there are any kids 11 or older who would like to assist us with Maybon, they're also welcome to the blue classroom. So let's go ahead and sing you out to the blue classroom.
Offering words by Jessica Lynn. I come on Sunday feeling weary, having worn out the snooze button on my alarm clock. I come on Sunday feeling frightened, having seared my eyes reading the latest news. I come on Sunday feeling burdened, having fretted about my workday worries. But I leave Sunday service feeling refreshed, having been renewed by the spirit of love in this community that exists here. I leave Sunday service feeling whole, feeling lifted up, by the words of righteous challenge. I leave Sunday service feeling energized, ready to continue our fight for peace and justice. This haven, this refuge, this place of worship and wonder exists because we make it so with our contributions, the gifts of our time, our skills, our food, our love, our laughter, and our money. Please join me in giving so that we may continue to have a place that fortifies and challenges us in these trying and troubled times. Thank you to our members and friends who give and pledge electronically. If you would like to give electronically, you may do so on the Breeze app or online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. Thank you for your generosity.
We now take time to honor the sorrows and joys of this community, knowing that we are all interconnected and that what affects one affects us all. A joy, Kay and Kent Darwin celebrated their 62nd anniversary yesterday. A bittersweet joy from Carolyn Moore, Bill Moore, and Sandy Steele. It would have been our mother's 95th birthday yesterday. We celebrated as a family with our dad and with nothing but cake. A sorrow, may policy and action finally replace thoughts and prayers. And a sorrow from Sue Rittenauer. My dear friend Patty passed away last week. Her husband, Tom, will be lost for a while after 61 years of marriage. And we light another candle this morning to honor all the joys and sorrows which have gone unspoken and reside only in our hearts. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation in whatever way feels right. Here we are again, O Spirit, called before our joys and sorrows, asking why? Why me? Why us? Why now? In our why is a search for answers, and the mystery asks us to hold space for that which we will never know. May our many whys hang in holy space, appreciated for the reminders they bring about how much there is yet to live in our lives. Blessed be.
A reading from Matthew Rosin. You matter. There is no one like you, never will be again from the birth of the earth to its outermost end. You, an eager shout, a sacred yes that moves your flesh, your bone, your breath. You, she, he, ze, they, you are whole and okay, gracefully teaching your truth and your way. You cannot be forgotten. We cherish you so. Your voice and your hands can do more than you know. You see old things anew. You turn them and test them. Your wonder exhausts all our old words to express them. You speak and lay bare all you dig up and hold aloft from the dust of conventions grown cold. You upend every rock and pursue every glimmer and give a new name to each sparkle and glimmer. You chart out new paths, go beyond our horizons, new friendships, new stories. Your hope is always rising. You, welcome and wanted, whatever your skin, wherever the neighborhood you were born in. You play across fences that keep us divided. Old walls become weak when your love is ignited. You call us to kindness and questions, reminding the life of our living is found in the finding. You. There is no one like you, never will be again, from the birth of the earth to the uttermost end. You matter. You do. We'll keep learning with you. Now stand on our shoulders. See what you can do.
For so
The Ise Jingu Grand Shrine in Japan is one of the oldest and most important religious centers of Shinto and the Japanese people. It's a center of veneration to the solar kami Amaterasu Omikami. And as such, approximately 8 million people make a pilgrimage to the sacred grounds each year to pay homage to one of the most important figures in Japanese religion. In fact, this has been going on for many generations. Some records indicate that there's been a shrine in Ise for as many as 2,000 years. But paradoxically, no generation visits the same Ise as their parents. You see, every 20 years, the locals tear down the shrine and rebuild it with a grand sense of ceremony and ritual that only the Japanese can put on. To put that in perspective, this year is Horizon's 30th anniversary. And imagine if 10 years ago we had decided to tear down the whole church and rebuild it just off where the garden is now. I had a chance to visit Ise in 2014, right in the middle of the rebuilding, and I must say I found the practice fascinating. It has a practical reason. It allows the traditional arts and cultures to be transmitted from one generation to the next. Each generation has to learn how to build these buildings all over again, a skill that might have been lost if they didn't do it this way. And as such, it's remained for 2 millennia. This practice keeps forcing them to learn how to do it, how to build their Ise shrine, which will only last until the next generation gets their opportunity. But there's a deeper lesson in this for me. No matter how permanent everything must seem, the way things currently are now, in 2025, are but a fleeting glimpse of eternity, only one short period of time. Ise Shrine and the earth and the wider universe are constantly changing, and even if they technically look the same, there are generational differences we would pick out if we were to try. Maybe I was a weird kid, but from a young age, I was always fascinated that I was born at all. When I became cognizant of the concept of death, I realized there will be another time when I will not exist again. Right now seems like everything to me, and to be fair, it is. I can never go back to the past or know what the future will hold. But to think I was born at all, to taste the sweetness of an apple or the touch of a lover, or to watch my dog run and play with delight, what were the odds that any of this would happen in the first place? And eventually, I'll be cut back down, a new generation taking mine and the rest of my generation's place. It seems those odds are astronomical. Self-help author Mel Robbins estimates that the odds any of us will be born are 1 in 400 trillion. Think about that. That's a statistical improbability. If I was a gambling person, I would be foolish to bet on any of your births. It would be worse than betting on the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. And yet, here we are, each of us, coming into this room, statistical improbabilities drawn together by the need to find meaning in this wild and precious life we've been thrust into against the odds. For many, these odds signal a reason for despair, especially if they don't believe in gods or an afterlife. I myself have wondered what the point is to live in a world where there is so much pain and suffering, and I must confess it's one of the first questions evangelical Christians have asked me. Where's your hope? Even before my concept of deity evolved to where it is today, I wondered why God would allow me to feel the way I feel. Even in my flaws, it seemed like an all-loving and all-knowing deity would have done something to help my life be more pleasant. Wouldn't that make sense, I wondered? And I'm not the first to express this sort of despair either. The writer of the Hebrew book of Ecclesiastes, wondering why God would allow the Jews to be conquered by Babylon, voiced their hopelessness. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What does man gain by all the toil which he toils under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. And the question implied underneath, if I am but one person whose contribution to the universe is small in the grand scheme of it all, what is the point of it all? Why should I keep trying when there is just pain and seemingly constant defeat? I remember sitting in my feelings, wondering if there is any reason to do anything. It could be said that I didn't have a reason to go on because I didn't feel like anything I did was worth it anyway. Now, I don't claim that there weren't people who had it worse than me, and in fact, it irritated me to no end when someone would try to cheer me up with that line. Yes, their issues seemed worse than having no regular friends or being unsure about my career path, but that's cold comfort when everything seems so pointless. After all, pain is relative, and my body doesn't know that there are people who are objectively worse than I am. No, what I needed wasn't to play whose pain is worse. I needed to find my own reason to live. There's another way of taking this news beyond the despair that we are but a small part of the universe, is with awe and wonder. My God, out of all the possibilities for me to exist, here I am. In some way, it seems rather irrelevant whether the gods or the afterlife or anything else exists at all. When I feel the wind blow on my face when running, or the way my arms and legs allow me to climb, or the melodies of a masterly composed song, I am in awe, not only that these things are possible, but that I'm here to experience them. Now, here's the catch. It's possible to believe either of these scenarios every moment of my life. To quote the great poet Kenny Rogers, every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. Every moment offers the opportunity, either for awe or despair. The difference is me. how I perceive it. Now, this isn't to say it's wrong to despair. No, that would be too simplistic a solution, wouldn't it? Kenny Rogers, gambler, knows that there are times when it's justified to feel bad and want to run away. If you are feeling like the world is hostile, like the current social and political system is one that hates you, I don't want you to put on a fake face and pretend that everything's okay. I'm not here to tell you that joy and awe have some privileged place in the world. Despair has to have a place as well. And I would be lying if I said that I hadn't been hit by it, and I won't be hit by it again. But I'm still around to feel that despair. And I wonder if maybe the key is to find the awe and wonder when I can. My spiritual director recently reminded me that most of us don't feel awe and wonder in the moment. We don't sit there completely mindfully, a Buddhist monk completely aware of their surroundings. We have to realize what we were in afterwards. For me, remembering the crisp bitterness of German beer at a pub in Berlin, or walking to the clinging of the call to prayer in Marrakesh, or the feeling of suspension my first time at the top of the Sears Tower, they remind me what I'm living for, even when it might seem hard. I guess in many ways you could say I'm banking those for why I'm living, holding on to those hands in my back pocket for when the other hand comes up. And though I don't think it's always useful to think this way in the moment, I can also find these times during times of despair. I realized when I was struggling as a young adult, I was developing compassion for suffering, but also the skills to navigate difficult situations. For instance, as a kid, I was kind of a pushover, letting others take advantage of me, but I've slowly learned I'm not responsible for other people's behavior. But I can still have even difficult conversations with a sense of assertive compassion. This doesn't work for me all the time, but it sure does help me find meaning in my life. And maybe that's what matters in the end. Not that I'm always happy or always sad or angry or anything else, but that I'm able to take what life throws at me and make meaning out of it. That doesn't make everything okay or even preferential, but it does mean living my life as if I matter, as our reading this morning put it. It means recognizing that even if I am a chance occurrence in the universe, I am a chance occurrence where what happens to be matters, even if it's but a small part of everything happening. And you know what? You matter as well. If the thought that just went through your mind when I said that was, is Reverend Chris talking to me? Yes, I am, even if I wasn't looking at you. You matter as well, no matter what you have or haven't done in your life. You matter because without you, the universe would be drastically different. If nothing else, I keep saying that if COVID taught me nothing else, it's really boring to preach to an empty room of people. So I'm glad to have people here this morning to be with me. Yes, the world will keep spinning on with or without each of us. But for this moment, for this time, there will never be another you or another moment like this. I wonder, can you turn to someone? No, it's not do the awkward thing and turn to someone we don't know, but maybe someone you know even casually and say, "You matter." You do matter. Each and every one of you. Either by complete chance or divine intervention, whichever you believe, you are here right now. And that's enough for a celebration, for a cake celebrating. Everything you do will make maybe small parts of the earth and the universe, but still parts of the universe different than they were before. That's enough to shake up the worst gambler. That's enough to remind us that even though things will be torn down and built up again, they won't ever be built up the same way again. And maybe it's faith enough to believe the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl. I want to invite us to join in treating this moment and the next and the next and the next as sacred, this time as valuable, as a miracle, and your existence as necessary. For the world is the way it is, not just because you are here, but because your actions determine what kind of world it will be. And maybe together, those actions can combine together into a world that's more just, more loving, and holds people who might have forgotten for just a moment that they matter. May it be so.
Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? 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 Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery.
We extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. This we do because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world. I would like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, number 1008 in the Teal hymnal, When Her Heart is in a Holy Place.
When our heart is in a
when our heart is in a holy place, it's possible to see the good, not just in others, but in ourselves. We are, each of us, part and parcel of the divine, full of wisdom, a miracle, maybe of chance, maybe of fate, worth celebrating, worth loving, worth appreciating. So go from here, take your wisdom into the world, use it to bless the universe, and make it a better place, that everyone may know the holiness that resides in their hearts, the power that exists when our heart is in a holy place. We take the fire within us and share it with others as we go. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace.
Trust